What's going on, Broncos country? AJ back, and of course, I'm sure by now you've heard the breaking news. Now, former Broncos offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi has been relieved of his duties. I gotta say, I am a little surprised at this. I certainly didn't see this coming, and really and truly, it's understandable to a degree. And like, part of me wants to be excited, but at the same time, a man just got fired. Like, it's just really, really wild to think about. And pardon me if I seem a little out of breath. I actually just finished doing some, I'm not going to say a workout, but a little bit of exercise here. We'll just put it that way. And yeah, I'm finding this out pretty much as all of you guys are. It is really, really insane to think about. Again, I didn't really see this coming like this. I mean, to a degree I did, but at the same time I didn't. And it's, again, it's just wild. I mean, him and Sean Payton are supposed to be boys. I don't know how much that's going to be the case after this, but if nothing else, I think it's a very obvious ploy to do everything that can be done, exercise all effort, if you will, to keep Davis Webb around and probably move him up to the offensive coordinator position, maybe even have him maybe at least share play calling duties with Sean Payton or take him over altogether. I don't know. I mean, it's wild because, of course, Sean Payton was on record talking about not wanting to drive in the rain at night kind of thing, which, take that reference for what you will, but yeah, I'm just kind of. I'm honestly a little bit surprised by this. I mean, not terribly, but just enough to where, if I'm being perfectly honest, it's just there's an awful lot of double-edged sword. Maybe not necessarily for the Broncos per se, but it's double-edged when you look at it from its complete perspective, especially again, a man just got fired. Joe Lombardi is out of the job, and I'm one of those folks who, much like a Stephen A. Smith, and just has said, and given the fact that I've dealt with this sort of thing myself, it sucks getting fired. It really does. And I really hate that for Joe Lombardi. Hopefully, he's able to get somewhere where he's able to see some significant success of some kind. I mean, who knows? Maybe that puts him in better position for a head coaching opportunity for whichever ones are actually left, Arizona and Vegas notwithstanding. Ironically enough, that's where Davis Webb is looked at as a favorite right now for that job. But I mean, maybe this is the sign that he'll be coming back. And speaking of coming back, there's already been word going around that Vance Joseph is going to be coming back. I mean, you can low key thank Jonathan Cooper for that because he almost let that slip. But I think it was obvious what he was going to wind up saying when he was talking to the press. Honestly, this is just incredibly wild because I really did not anticipate that any of this would be a thing. Of course, another good sign that is going to work as far as Davis Webb coming back is the fact that the Buffalo Bills had promoted their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, which to me, it was either that or Brian Dable. Like, I don't know how they would have gone any other direction other than those two, to be perfectly honest. Those two, at least for that specific situation, make absolutely the most sense. And I was talking with my uncle about this the other day. You know, moving Joe Brady up is akin to what it was like back in the day when the Chicago Bulls had fired then head coach Doug Collins and then elevated Phil Jackson to be their head coach. The rest is obviously history. There's a good chance that could end up being the case here, and oddly enough, Jordan was approaching age 30 when that happened, or wasn't too far from that. Josh Allen is 30. I think he's turning 31 or something like that. Am I the only one that sees the coincidence on that one? Come on now. I mean, pretty obvious to see that might actually work for the better when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, and especially going into a new stadium. But we'll see how all that works out. Only time can tell. And like I said earlier in my previous vid, only time can tell with how a lot of this is going to unfold. Needless to say, it doesn't seem to be taking a whole lot of time right now. But it's just really incredibly intriguing to me that all of this is unfolding the way that it is. And then, of course, we got to talk about Bo Nix. It's confirmed that he'll be ready to go in May. It just doesn't get any better than that. I mean, the news just gets better and better. We lose the Russell Wilson dead cap hit. I mean, I'm running out of things to say on that as to how good a situation the Broncos actually have right now. And I don't know. Like, I'm just at a loss for words right now. Everything about this is just, it's obviously happening incredibly fast and in ways that, like I said, I wasn't quite expecting. I felt like this was probably going to be a bit more of a drawn out process, at least over the next, I don't know, maybe week and a half, but we seem to be closer to finding things out than what we were maybe even 24, possibly even 12 hours ago for that matter. I mean, it's just, this is absolutely wild to have all of this developing the way that it is right now. And for me, it's just like, it's hard to not be excited, as I said. Again, definitely best wishes to Joe Lombardi on everything that he does moving forward. I'm not going to be WWE and future endeavor him or anything like that, even though I guess that's what the Broncos already did. But even still, again, I'll say this 1,000 times over and over again until the cows come home. It sucks getting fired. It absolutely does. You don't encounter too much of a worse feeling than that, if any. I'm sure there are probably a few worse things out there, but this is just something else in and of itself. Again, it'll be real interesting to see where he winds up landing. I feel like he's got to be deserving of a job somewhere. We'll see where that winds up being. But just focusing again back on the Broncos, you're going to have a lot of the defense coming back. You're going to have a lot of the offense. I mean, pretty much the majority of both sides are likely to be coming back. It's just the wild cards are going to be upgrading the running back and the wide receiver positions, and maybe even tight end. I mean, it's hard to imagine that we move away from Evan Ingram. I'd like to think that with a little bit more work, especially with Bo having a little more chemistry with Evan Ingram, who knows? I mean, I'd like to think that dynamic might actually be better in 2026 than what it was in 2025. But yeah, I mean, incredibly wild shit right now. And you know, I'm cautiously excited. We'll just put it that way. I think those are the words I'm going to use, is cautiously excited, because you know, anything's possible. Things may not necessarily work out the way they did as well as they did, but at the same time, at the rate things are going, I'm kind of counting on them being a bit better. I mean, I'm not going to say whether or not that necessarily means 14-3 or even 15-2, 16-1 or anything like that, but I am counting on it absolutely being better than what it actually has been to this point. And man, I feel like the sting of losing to the Patriots on Sunday is just about all but dissipated at this point. I mean, it's not even like that happened. It feels like that's so much on the back burner now. I'm not even sure how else to put it, and I'm gonna leave it at that for right now. Let me know what y'all think down below. Is this good news? Is it bad news? What do y'all look forward to with this? Either way, if y'all enjoy the content, y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know more vids are coming through. With that in mind, this has been your time with A&J, and I appreciate you spending it with me.